Ground fault circuit interrupter or GFI receptacles are essential safety devices in commercial kitchens. They protect against electrical shock by quickly interrupting the circuit when a ground fault is detected. Knowing where these receptacles are required is crucial for compliance with electrical codes and ensuring the safety of kitchen staff. In commercial kitchens, GFI receptacles are needed in several specific areas. Firstly, let's discuss countertop level requirements. GFI receptacles must be installed within 18 inches of any sink or dishwasher on the countertop. This is because the proximity of water increases the risk of electrical shock. Also, GFI receptacles should be adjacent to every electrical appliance on the countertop, such as toasters and blenders. These appliances often come into contact with water or food, making ground fault protection essential. Secondly, at floor level, GFI receptacles are required within 6 feet of any refrigerator or freezer. This is because these appliances can create condensation or leaks, increasing the risk of electrical hazards. GFI receptacles are also necessary adjacent to any ice maker or water dispenser at floor level for similar reasons. Thirdly, for equipment islands, GFI receptacle placement is critical. On all sides of the island, within 6 feet of any prep sink or dishwasher, GFI protection is needed. Additionally, within 18 inches of any appliance on the equipment island, a GFI receptacle is required. This comprehensive coverage ensures that all potential sources of electrical hazards are adequately protected. Fourthly, overhead, GFI receptacles are required above any sink or cooking appliance where codes may be used to power equipment. This is especially important for appliances that are temporarily plugged in or moved around the kitchen. In other areas throughout the commercial kitchen, GFI receptacles also play a vital role in enhancing electrical safety. For example, utility closets or rooms containing electrical equipment must have GFI protection. Staff break rooms with sinks or appliances also require GFI receptacles to protect against electrical hazards. Furthermore, areas where cords may be used for cleaning or maintenance should be equipped with GFI receptacles. Now let's discuss exceptions to these GFI receptacle requirements. Firstly, GFI receptacles are not required for hardwired equipment, such as ovens and stoves. These appliances are typically permanently connected to the electrical system and have their own grounding mechanisms. Secondly, appliances with built-in ground fault protection do not require additional GFI receptacles. These appliances are designed to automatically interrupt the circuit in the event of a ground fault. Thirdly, receptacles that are located more than 5 feet above the floor are generally exempt from GFI protection requirements. This is because they are considered less likely to come into contact with water or other conductive materials. Understanding these GFI receptacle requirements and exceptions is crucial for electrical contractors, kitchen designers, and business owners. By ensuring proper GFI protection, you can significantly reduce the risk of electrical shock and create a safer working environment in commercial kitchens. Remember to consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code or NEC and local electrical codes for specific requirements in the area. Compliance with these codes is essential for ensuring safety and avoiding costly fines. When installing GFI receptacles, always follow manufacturer's instructions and use proper wiring techniques. If unsure, consult a qualified electrician to ensure the installation is done correctly. Regular testing of GFI receptacles is also important to ensure they are functioning properly. Most GFI receptacles have a test button that should be pressed monthly to verify their functionality. If the GFI receptacle does not trip when the test button is pressed, it should be replaced immediately. Proper placement and maintenance of GFI receptacles are critical for electrical safety in commercial kitchens. Remember the key areas: countertop level within 18 inches of sinks and dishwashers, adjacent to countertop appliances, floor level within 6 feet of refrigerators, freezers, ice makers, and water dispensers, equipment islands within 6 feet of prep sinks and dishwashers, and within 18 inches of appliances, overhead above sinks and cooking appliances where cords are used, and other areas such as utility closets, staff break rooms, and cleaning areas. Adhering to these guidelines and exceptions will help create a safer and more compliant commercial kitchen environment. The NEC, specifically Article 210.8, provides detailed requirements for ground fault circuit interrupter protection in various locations, including commercial kitchens. It's important to consult this article and any local amendments to ensure full compliance. The specific requirements can vary depending on the jurisdiction and the type of equipment being used. For example, some jurisdictions may require GFI protection for all receptacles in commercial kitchens, regardless of their location. Others may have specific requirements for certain types of equipment, such as food preparation equipment or cleaning equipment. In addition to the NEC, other standards and guidelines may apply to electrical safety in commercial kitchens. For example, the National Sanitation Foundation, or NSF, has standards for food equipment that address electrical safety. These standards may require specific types of electrical protection for certain types of equipment. When designing or renovating a commercial kitchen, it's important to consider all applicable electrical codes and standards. This will help ensure that the kitchen is safe and compliant. It's also important to work with a qualified electrical contractor who is familiar with the specific requirements for commercial kitchens. A qualified contractor can help design and install an electrical system that meets all applicable codes and standards. Regular inspections of the electrical system are also important to ensure that it is in good working order. These inspections can help identify potential problems before they become serious hazards. In addition to GFI receptacles, other types of electrical protection may be required in commercial kitchens. For example, arc fault circuit interrupters or SIs may be required in certain areas to protect against arc faults. Surge protective devices, or SPD, may also be required to protect against voltage surges. The specific types of electrical protection required will depend on the specific application and the applicable codes and standards. When selecting electrical equipment for a commercial kitchen, it's important to choose equipment that is designed for commercial use. Commercial-grade equipment is typically more durable and reliable than residential-grade equipment. It is also more likely to meet the applicable safety standards. Proper grounding of electrical equipment is also essential for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the circuit breaker or GFI receptacle. All electrical equipment should be properly grounded in accordance with the NEC. Regular maintenance of electrical equipment is also important to ensure that it is in good working order. This includes inspecting cords and plugs for damage, cleaning equipment regularly, and replacing any worn or damaged parts. Training employees on electrical safety is also essential. Employees should be trained on how to identify potential electrical hazards, how to use electrical equipment safely, and what to do in the event of an electrical emergency. By following these guidelines, you can help create a safer and more compliant commercial kitchen environment. Remember that electrical safety is an ongoing process, and it's important to stay up to date on the latest codes and standards. Consulting with a qualified electrician is always a good idea to ensure that your commercial kitchen is safe and compliant. When installing GFI receptacles, consider the ease of access for testing and resetting. Locate them in areas where they can be easily reached by kitchen staff. Labeling the GFI receptacles can also be helpful, especially in areas with multiple outlets. This can help employees quickly identify the correct receptacle to reset in the event of a trip. Consider the placement of GFI receptacles in relation to other equipment and fixtures. Avoid placing them in areas where they could be easily damaged or obstructed. Also, ensure that they are protected from moisture and other environmental factors. The use of weatherproof GFI receptacles may be necessary in some areas. When replacing existing receptacles with GFI receptacles, be sure to follow all applicable codes and standards. This includes using the correct wiring methods and ensuring that the receptacle is properly grounded. If unsure, consult a qualified electrician. Consider the aesthetic appearance of GFI receptacles when selecting them. Choose receptacles that are compatible with the overall design of the kitchen. Also, consider the color and finish of the receptacle. GFI receptacles are available in a variety of colors and finishes to match different decor styles. When installing GFI receptacles, be sure to use the correct tools and equipment. This includes wire strippers, screwdrivers, and voltage testers. Always turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical wiring. Never work on electrical wiring while standing in water or on a wet surface. Use insulated tools when working on electrical wiring. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses. If you are not comfortable working on electrical wiring, consult a qualified electrician. Improper wiring can be dangerous and can lead to electrical shock or fire. After installing a GFI receptacle, test it to ensure that it is working properly. Press the test button and verify that the receptacle trips. If the receptacle does not trip, consult a qualified electrician. Regular testing of GFI receptacles is essential to ensure that they are functioning properly. Test them monthly by pressing the test button. If a GFI receptacle trips frequently, it may indicate a problem with the wiring or the appliance that is plugged into it. Consult a qualified electrician to investigate the problem. Never bypass or disable a GFI receptacle. GFI receptacles are designed to protect against electrical shock and should always be used as intended. If a GFI receptacle is damaged, replace it immediately. Do not use a damaged GFI receptacle. When cleaning GFI receptacles, use a damp cloth. Do not use excessive water or cleaning solutions. Avoid spraying water directly onto the receptacle. If a GFI receptacle gets wet, allow it to dry completely before using it. Keep GFI receptacles free from dust and debris. Dust and debris can interfere with the operation of the receptacle. Inspect GFI receptacles regularly for signs of damage. Replace any damaged receptacles immediately. Educate employees about the importance of GFI receptacles and how to use them properly. Train employees on how to test and reset GFI receptacles. Emphasize the importance of reporting any problems with GFI receptacles to management. Post signs near GFI receptacles reminding employees to test them regularly. Include GFI receptacle testing in regular safety inspections. Review GFI receptacle procedures with employees periodically. By following these tips, you can help ensure that GFI receptacles are properly installed, maintained, and used in your commercial kitchen. This will help to protect your employees from electrical shock and create a safer working environment. Remember to consult with a qualified electrician for any questions or concerns about electrical safety in your commercial kitchen. And remember, always prioritize safety when working with electricity.